What actually happened towards the end with Yoshko? Curious minds want to know. Okay, let's spill some beans. So we got into a habit of speaking twice a day, every day. And I have to say that when we were in Croatia, he seemed to be so in tune with his emotions. He spoke freely about his feelings and just everything else. And that's what really made me fall for him, because I was thinking, look at this guy who is so in touch with his emotions. And this is so rare nowadays, not just in anyone, but especially in a man. So all that changed during our phone calls once we started being apart, unfortunately. The phone calls were just getting to the point where I was just essentially watching him type, and it was just mostly mundane conversations. And when he stated that I did not ask about his son, completely not true. Granted, I did ask a little bit less towards the end of this situation, but it was simply because I felt like I was the only one that was bringing up most of the topics of the conversation, and he just didn't seem to be involved in our communication as much as he used to be compared to before. So the first night when we didn't speak, he told me the next day that he was playing video games for 2+ hours and he ended up passing out. And that's why he didn't call me, and that's why he didn't pick up when I called him. The next day, the same thing happened. We didn't talk. And I said I would really like it if going forward, we could have a little bit more of a consistent touch, whether anything, phone calls, text messages, smoke signals, send a rainbow, whatever, any sort of communication, because we don't get to see each other or have shared experiences. So our phone calls are everything we have. And he exploded at me and he said, why doesn't he just get rid of his child, his family, his job, and all of his responsibilities so that he can dedicate 100% of his time to me? And obviously, that's not what I asked for. So I was just asking for more consistent communication, which is, I feel, the absolute bare minimum when you're dating somebody across the pond. It's a long distance relationship. Phone calls is all you have. So he ended up calling me needy at the end of all of that rant, and he hung up on me. Was his child really sick, or did he fall asleep playing video games again? I really don't know, because we never got to that point of discussion. And it was so rude and so childish to experience something like that, somebody hanging up on you in a relationship as an adult. I mean, I would expect this from somebody in the middle school or high school, but not an adult relationship. So obviously I did not reach back out to him. And then 5 days later, he sends me a text message for us to talk. And when we finally ended up talking, he told me that he does not want to live in Orlando, even though he's been telling me up to this point the entire time that that's what he wanted. He told me that he did not want to raise his son here. He also told me that if he did choose to move, he would expect me to financially support him and his son, which for me wouldn't be a problem initially, but this would definitely not be a part of a long-term plan for sure, like whatsoever. So he told me that he wanted to be with someone who wants to be a mother and not someone who would have to get used to the idea of becoming a mom. So from his perspective as a parent, I totally understand that. He is looking out for what's best for his child, and it's his prerogative. So it's his absolute right as a parent. But it was just heartbreaking because this all came out of the blue. It just all came as a surprise. Up to this point, he was telling me everything that was absolutely, totally opposite of his statements during this phone call. So that is how that ended. Hope this gives you a little bit more context. It was very sudden, very abrupt, very unexpected. But that is the story. That is the tea, my people. So let me know if you have any more questions on this, but I hope it clarifies some of the stuff. So thank you.